Welcome to the Saturday Morning Muse, everyone. I'm Andy Tempty. Today is December 24th, 2022. I'm recording this on the Thursday before, and it's 5 degrees below zero outside, just a very, very chilly winter morning. My message to you on this Christmas Eve morning is to adopt a seek to understand mindset. As a global society, let's use the holiday season to reflect on how we approach interactions with our fellow cosmic travelers. When alignment is a challenge and viewpoints don't seamlessly correlate with one another, let's seek first to understand, not immediately jump to tearing others down who don't share our opinions or our worldview. Now, this morning I'm going to keep things really short, really tight. The components of a seek to understand mindset are, in my opinion, the following. The first is to be curious. Being curious about the world around you and what makes others tick is a surefire way to open the mind. Now, an open mind is a necessary condition for curiosity to flourish within you. Now, one might ask, how is the mind opened? Well, we open the mind by opening the ears and quieting the mind through self-reflection, meditation, and other means. This is the balancing mechanism for curiosity. Too much curiosity can lead to a never-ending series of questions that lead nowhere. You talk over yourself in your own internal voice, and it crowds out all of the other wonderful information that's just waiting to come in. Too little curiosity is a hallmark of a fixed, unyielding attitude or mindset. Open ears and an open mind help create the space that's necessary to process new information and leads to what I like to think of as constructive curiosity. Next, be willing to challenge assumptions and biases that live within us. Avoid absolutes like always and never. A closed mind believes that it has no bias, but readily sees bias in others. I just loved, I don't know, about 6 months or so ago, maybe a year ago, had somebody comment on one of my posts about the concept of cognitive bias and that we all have cognitive bias that lurks within us. And this person wrote back and said, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I don't have any bias, which is, in and of itself, evidence of bias. So a quick internet search of cognitive bias will yield all manner of ways that our mind, our brain, in its efforts to simplify and make a very complex world around us much more simple and usable, it interjects bias that we can live with sometimes for years and years without ever knowing about it. So do a quick internet search on cognitive bias, and it will open your eyes to that which may be lurking within you. I know it certainly has opened mine. The other thing that I'd like to point out is don't be tolerant of intolerance. The fixed mindset is typically also one of my way or the highway of intolerance. And there's another internet search that I recommend that you take, and that is to look up the paradox of tolerance. There's all sorts of information out there on this paradox, but the paradox of tolerance basically states that if a society is tolerant without limit, its ability to be tolerant is eventually seized or destroyed by those who are intolerant. So in order to maintain a tolerant society, to be open to the opinions of others, to work seamlessly with those who don't look like, talk like, or act the same way that we do. In order to maintain that tolerant society, society must retain the right to be intolerant of intolerance. So it's a little bit of a head game, a little bit of a mind twist there, but do me a favor and look that one up. It's certainly opened my eyes just a little bit. The next thing that I recommend this morning is be a lifelong learner. Lifelong learning and learning generally just automatically knocks you off balance. It challenges your worldview and all the accumulated assumptions that you have. Lifelong learning creates purposeful uncomfortability that you have to work out of to strive back toward the balance that you seek. And it is that process of learning and growth that will challenge those assumptions, allow the ears to open, leads to periods where a quiet mind takes over. And then finally this morning, let's just be kind. Let's lead with compassion. Let's think a lot more about others than ourselves. Earlier this fall, I had a muse on the difference between being nice and being kind, and I recommend that you go back and take a look at that. Remember that compassion is empathy with the willingness and ability to do something about it, and kindness is very much focused on others versus the self. So let's be just a bit more of a tolerant society. Let's challenge intolerance that sits around us. I grew up in the Christian faith, in the Presbyterian Church specifically, so I'm very familiar with the traditions of Christmas. I enjoy the Christmas and the holiday season and its various messages. But I wish everybody from all walks of life, all faiths, to find peace and joy this holiday season, and to focus on your family, your friends, your community. Be kind, lead with compassion, and just spend a little bit of time this holiday season quieting the mind and allowing the mind to open, allow that curiosity to come in. Let's hit 2023 with a seek to understand mindset. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday week, and we'll see you next week, and that will be New Year's Eve. Take care.